As a certain new manager would say, good evening to Leicester Till I Die TV. Something a bit different from me and Mini-Me just here. We hope you find you well. What a weird weekend of results. Unbelievable. And today, well, Doug's taking a bit of sabbatical. I think he's spending some time with Rebecca. So me and Carl will be joining us later. We're going to take you through the Liverpool Spurs game. Let's see if we do a watch along for Liverpool without Doug, they can actually win something. This is Leicester Till I Die. It's the final match of the weekend. It's Tottenham Hotspur hosting Liverpool. Good evening.
It's time! Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts. Your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
And now, here's your host.
Right, Chris.
All right. Good evening, like we say. Niall's in. All right. How are you, Niall? Welcome along. He said good evening. Indeed, it is. Still Leicester Till I Die. But we're doing something today a little bit different. We thought maybe if we get rid of Doug and do a watch along on Liverpool, Liverpool might win. Because let's be honest with you, we all want Liverpool to beat Tottenham, don't we? I think most Liverpool fans do. But hey, I've got a co-host for this evening. Let me get him in. If I say that his club has got more lives than a cat, then that wouldn't even come close. Carl, Leeds fan, good evening, sir. How are you?
I am doing very well, Chris. Yeah, I don't know about the cats, but we had more than 9 lives yesterday. Bloody hell! But
I'll tell you what, I watched Match of the Day. I thought, well, we're going to be on. We were still last on Leicester, mine, but I saw your game. I'm thinking, what the bloody hell? You know, can't you do anything normally? You know, like win a game before the 60th minute or stay up before the last game of the season.
No, I don't think it's in Leeds' DNA, actually, to be quite honest with you. We've always had that thing, if the other team scores more, we'll score more back if we have to. So it's that scenario that we have at Leeds. We do have that. Yeah,
fair play to you. I mean, totally fair play. I mean, I was sort of watching the results come in before, obviously, Leicester kicked off, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, you know, Forest are losing, and then they somehow managed to score in the 124th minute or whatever it was. And I was watching, I thought, oh, Bournemouth, like they're ahead. This is fine, bringing Leeds back down. And I blinked and you were up. But then again, well done to you, mate. And, you know, either way, I when I checked afterwards, I thought, wow, it's just put Bournemouth down into the fight, you know. But you've got to be happy with that comeback.
I am, actually. I think after what happened in the first half, we were dreadful. I think we were putting Gonto instead of House, we played 4-3-3. The tactics changed, and the Bournemouth players did not know what to do in that scenario. They did not know, even though they scored a third goal. But Gonto just had that breath of fresh air. And our youngsters, Geldhart, Somerville, and Gonto, and who else as well, and Greenwood, they all cost under about £15 million. All of them, all 4 of them. So they do have something. I think Greenwood should be getting more chances because he can play well, and I think he's now needs to be getting more chances. And and Gonto, people said, "Oh, he's not the striker that we needed," but he does give you a bit more as he's high at 5'5". He does give you something
and he seemed
different.
to get that right yesterday. The substitutions.
Absolutely, substitutions was bang on this time, a lot bang on, and I think after the last couple of games we've had, we looked at, we're thinking when the two goals we did play on the first half, we were a bit awkward defensively, and I think there was too much, so we had to replace Rocker to put Greenwood to be more attacking, and that did change that game completely. And I think Gonto running that ball to pass the ball in the middle to someone else.
I can just say, nice to see the light working.
Well, you say that. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I did get new lights as of yesterday, but I tried to get it to work and it couldn't work on the app that I was trying to set up. So I now have to send those back to Amazon. So I still got the Portuguese lights until further notice. I'm probably until by the end of this week.
It's lit. It's glad to see Scotland have finally got electricity. Do what it says there, which is subscribe. This is Leicester Till I Die TV. We're just at 1,500. Let's just get a little bit further. I was at 1,501. I lost one. So a couple new subscribers. If you're on, please do. It just keeps me safe because I wanted to get to 1,500 for the World Cup. And don't forget to subscribe to this guy's channels as well. Tell us, your links are below in the YouTube chat, but tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, sure. You can find me personally at Karl Levy 92 on Twitter, as usual. You can find myself and Doug with our other Twitter account at LH Football Pod, which is the Total Leaving Home Football Podcast. We are also on YouTube as well, on Facebook, and also you can find us on the podcast streaming services as well too. We are hopefully next year launching some new things as well. Maybe inkling, I don't know, coming up, getting back onto the radio side. It's all news, but like I said, we got some stuff that we're coming next year that we want to try to do. So keep watching.
Subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and then click that notification bell, and you won't miss anything new that Karl does. Matt's in. Good evening, Matt. I'll say hello to Shane, but I have no idea who Shane is. You've got me, Chris. You got him, Karl. Hang on, maybe this is Shane. Maybe my World Cup persona here. Maybe this is Shane. Hello, there we go. But you're welcome anyway, Matt. James is in. Afternoon, Chris and Karl. Big up, lads. James, 2-0. 2-0. I'll just say that to you. Sorry, mate. You came on the show last night. You bigged it up. Well done, guys. Spencer, what a great day for you. It's not just about Leicester today, as you say, but what a great day yesterday for you and your son had at Everton. Fantastic. Weird. We just talked about the Leeds beating Bournemouth 4-3. Man City beat Fulham 2-1 thanks to a very late penalty. Forest, I don't know what Forest, they've got more lives than Leeds, I tell you. 2-1 down and then an own goal in the 96th minute. Well done, Brighton, beating Wolves. That helped us. And, of course, we did the business against Everton. And it was, no disrespect, James, it was a great performance from us. That was the Leicester that we remember. Brian's in. Good evening, Brian. I keep wanting to say evening now I'm doing my Unai Emery. But talking of Unai Emery, Villa 3, Man United 1. What the F, Where did that come from?
Yeah, it's surprising. I think Unai Emery is the right man for Villa. It's what they needed, and if they want to really try to compete with the other teams, because at the moment, I know, for example, if you're up in Scotland, Rangers just lost today to St Johnstone, and that it could be the final nail in the coffin for Gio Broncos. And there has been rumours that for a while, for the last couple of days in the newspapers, that Jaira could be on his way back. So you could be watching this space if he does come back up to Glasgow, because I think he's still got some unfinished business as well. So that you might want to hear the next couple of days where this will go, because I think it could happen a lot, but it could happen sooner than expected now because of the way Celtic have charging in the league this season.
Yeah. Well, stranger things have happened, Yeah, Stevie G will be fuming. Yes, well, maybe, it's his own fault. United were dreadful today, so were Chelsea against us. Arsenal, yeah, Arsenal fans, are you finally starting to believe in Arteta? Are you? Newcastle up to third. I mean, well done to the manager and the team there at Newcastle. 4-1 over Southampton. I fear for Southampton and Palace. Again, This is one game I didn't really mind which way it went, but we've got West Ham next week, and then obviously the last game before the World Cup. It keeps Palace below us again.
Absolutely.
As James said, Newcastle climb up to third, but it's the watch-along. We're looking at Spurs against Arsenal. The teams are coming out. Let's have a quick look at the teams here. I think they're probably pretty much as we expected. Spurs, Lloris in goal, Davis, Langette and Dyer across the back. Pack the midfield out with Sessegnon, Højbjerg, Bissouma, Bentancur, Emerson, and Petric and Kane operating up front. Liverpool. Sorry, my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm trying to read this. It's very small. Shows I very rarely have to describe other fans' teams. Becker in goal for Alisson, obviously in goal for Liverpool. Alexander Trent-Arnold right back. Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson across the back four. Alcantara, Fabinho and Elliott across the middle. And then the front three of Nunes, Firmino and Zaha. They need to start scoring today, don't they, Liverpool?
They certainly do. And this is the thing, because I look at the formation. I think it's more like a front two where I'm looking at the formation. Firmino's playing just behind Nunes and Salah. I think Salah will be on the left, Nunes on the right, as I've seen. I think Elliott would be on that attacking on the right and Thiago on the left. But it's Fabinho is the one you have to worry about, especially what he's struggled this season. I know don't have the places that can, as a like-for-like replacement, it's been tough for him. So and Konate is used to being back in that defence, because I know with his injury as well. And the Spurs line up, Parrish is coming back, and which is huge. I know he's been on an offer. Bentancur coming back in, and with Emerson, because I know there was injury, I think, to one of the players, or Kulusevski's on the bench. So Spurs have got some options on the bench at the moment to get the players on. I think with Kulusevski will be back on. Hopefully we get some minutes before no
Son though, obviously, for Spurs today.
No Son. He's had his surgery and his fracture to try to make sure he's fit for the World Cup. So I don't think we'll see him in a game against us before the mid-season break comes. So it's a bit surprised. I know for everyone who's got with the fantasy team, we'll have to drop him now because him not being there. So
yeah. Well, the players are just doing their last bits before the kickoff. Welcome along, I say Leicester Till I Die, along with myself, Chris and Karl, doing the Spurs versus Liverpool watch along, and it was live straight after this. I missed my chance there. I should have gone, and it's live. No, it doesn't sound as good, does it, as Martin Tyler? No. Luke's in from Forest. Lucky bastards. James, I've gone 1-1. James has gone 2-2. What are you going for, Karl?
Oh, it's a game of two. I think this is going to be a 2-2 draw, actually. I wouldn't be surprised, to be quite honest with you.
I've only just kicked off on my screen, so I don't know whether you're in advance of me or behind me.
No, I'm a bit behind you. It's just about to kick off now, so yeah.
Well, can I just say today I am organised in the Leicester Watchalong yesterday, which I did with Doug. At half time, my subscription to the channels ran out, and I was having to try and find it online, which was difficult. So Doug was having to talk me through it, but I'm all sorted. I've got another 12 months, guys, so I'm okay. James Son is away for Tottenham. He could be out for the World Cup. I mean, he made the difference when he came in against us. I'm not going to lie, but no, I say I've gone 1-1, so we'll see how this pans out. Tottenham, they managed to get through Europe in midweek, but Liverpool, they've been on a bad run of form, haven't they?
They have been, and this is why for them, the defeats against us and Forest has really brought them back down to earth. And to quite honestly, Jurgen Klopp doesn't know what to do. I think during the mid-season break, the players that he's got left are going to have to really, try to get the players who are not going to the World Cup will have to really, try to get some games, some minutes under their belt while, behind closed doors. So this is huge for Liverpool at the moment, because how do they go into January transfer window after the World Cup? That's a huge question for them at the moment. Will they get the midfielders that they need? That's another question that Jurgen Klopp and FSG need to answer themselves, because they can't go out all the season without buying any players, and then they don't finish in the top four. So this is vital for Liverpool to try and get something out of this game today.
I mean, like with Leicester, we bought one player because we sold the sulking Frenchman. But we've turned it around. We've hit some form. That's what we need to see from Liverpool. But I think with Liverpool, and no disrespect to yourself and Luke and what have you. Oh, and Liverpool are coming away here. Oh, a save from Lloris. Oh, what a save. Straight on. Less than 3 minutes on, and Lloris was tested there. But yeah, no disrespect to you guys. You would expect Liverpool to beat you and Forest, and you did fantastically well not to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what Liverpool just did do was most of the homework on certain players. They didn't do the homework on Ngonto, who's unknown coming from Zurich. Who's being one of those players, those who could be classed as one of the Golden Boys awards. As well. So and like I said, Milner and Trent didn't know what to do with him, and that it's those things that Liverpool need to assess so much more better when it comes to all the teams they play against, because like I said, teams gonna have different weapons, and you just see how Leeds were pressing in that game against Liverpool last weekend, and it just showed that how our back eight was very defensive quite well when Liverpool was trying to attack us. So that's why I think Spurs will try to do that to Liverpool today with the counter attacking when in that midfield battle.
But in fairness, you did what you had to do. Soak the pressure up. You are now literally. You're up to 12th. I'm getting a nosebleed in 14th. So I don't know what you're doing. You're a point behind Liverpool as it stands.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we could be in the top half before the World Cup, which is surprising because no one didn't think it would be that. We thought, with our results that we had the last couple of weeks until last Saturday, and then the win yesterday, the gap is a lot closer than it is. So, if Leeds can try to get something against Spurs, but get a good draw, I think that puts Leeds in a good position, to come back after the World Cup. After the World Cup, we're gonna have some tough games. But if we can go into January to get some good play attacking another striker and a left back, I think that will be better for us in a way. I think that's what we need to try to keep ourselves up. I think for Bournemouth's situation at the moment, Bournemouth still got issues with the manager situation and also the ownership as well. They're still not finalized ownership with the new American owners. So there's a lot of work to do for the teams of Bournemouth. I think for Southampton as well at the moment, what's going on with Southampton with their poll say it's not good enough for them. And I think they are going to struggle this season.
Yeah, and I can say Bournemouth, they started off okay. They lost obviously the 9-0, and Liverpool have just had another attack. It all seems to be Liverpool at the moment, but ran the ball out. But yeah, they obviously they had the 9-0. They sacked Parker. This new guy came in. I mean, he beat us. He was unbeaten for 3 or 4 games. Now it's all gone wrong. And I just, because when I was speaking to Craig, the Bournemouth fan, we did the quiz with him the other day. The Bournemouth fans were all very confident that the takeover was literally just a case of signing on the dotted line.
It is, and that's what I was hearing a lot when I heard it through the Athletic, when I was reading the Athletic about 2-3 weeks ago about the deal, and it's just been quiet since then. But they'll probably get it done just before the January transfer window. That is probably going to be their aim, to get things done completely. But Bournemouth do need to get some bit of, it's not about the transfer for Bournemouth, it's more about the infrastructure for Bournemouth, why the ownership wants it, because Bournemouth need to get a new stadium. I know the Vitality Stadium for a long time, they're not going to be finding a way to expand it. They're going to look for a new stadium site. So that's why it's going to be interesting for both what they do in the transfer window themselves, if they're still in language and if they need to relegation battle.
Yeah. Oh, Liverpool taking a shot. Oh, it's all Liverpool at the moment, isn't it?
It is. I'm not seeing Spurs as much as getting on the ball down into the final third. I'm just seeing it as a now Liverpool, just a close chance there, from Nunes, So I'd say what a switch play by Trent as well to the side to Elliott, So it's interesting to see what's happened with this. Where I think it's a good start for Liverpool in the first 7 minutes of the game. I think, like I said, Spurs just need to wake up a bit to try to keep their front, the back four, in the line, the high pressing defense line. But Nunes just had a chance just gone past the post. I've just seen it just now. So it's this is but Spurs need to get to this game sooner, or we can see a goal within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, just very quickly, and we'll come back to this game. Well done to Fulham. I mean, they're back. They're up in 8th, which they've got to be happy with. Nearly got the point off Man City, apart from the sort of a penalty, like I say, in the 125th minute. So well done to them. And James says here, Leeds Bournemouth game yesterday was a brilliant game to watch. Just what we all wanted to see, 2 sides playing decent football at a high speed and going for it. And I think maybe there's a bit of naivety from Bournemouth, and maybe that's, you've been up now a couple of seasons. This is your second season, your third season, isn't it, this now?
Yeah, third season, yeah.
And maybe that just helped you yesterday.
Yeah, it certainly did, actually. It certainly did. I think with Bournemouth being away for a bit as well, it just showed the fact that we knew that I think their back four was getting tired, and I think as well we could see that their midfield was just running all over the place, and we knew that was our chance to take the chances, And I think bring like Greenwood and Gonto on, was the difference. And you can see like Jack Harrison at the moment for us, he's been not our best player this season. It's been disappointing. I think we need to rest him a bit more. I think we're just seeing now the difference in the team, the experience of the teams, what they've gone through. I feel like these players for Bournemouth have not had much in the league. Although the player that's still being in the squad is Dominic Solanke. He's probably the last player that was in the Premier League with Bournemouth before they got relegated two years ago. So since then, there's not much of that experience in the Bournemouth squad compared to ourselves that we had to go through last season.
Yes, yeah. Luke says the Liverpool midfield play against Leeds was far too slow. They are missing Mane, aren't they? They're totally missing Mane, Liverpool.
They're missing Mane. They really are. And also, I think it's not that. I think when you have players like Origi and Mane could make the difference in that midfield, attacking midfield as well as up front. That has been the factor why Liverpool have been so slow, as well. And I think these players have played past in their peak. They're now going past their peak now, which are in that burning phase now, which is a bit worrying for Liverpool. So, and that's why I'm thinking why there was so much why there was a lack of investment in that midfield area, because look at what the boy at Napoli doing, the Georgie Messi. He's done quite well, for £10 million, Liverpool could have got him, and he could have been one hell of a player. and I don't know who Liverpool are going to look at to target as well.
Yeah, Liverpool nearly through again there, but some good defending. Glenn Murray on Radio 5 is saying here, and it's true, Núñez is becoming a huge factor in this game. He has been on the ball a lot, hasn't he?
He has. I've just seen that chance that he needs to broke away with just the last two Spurs defenders between Dyer, between Dyer and Davis. So
hang on, there's been a goal. We've got a goal. Oh, Liverpool 1-0 up. Wow.
I'm not surprised. I said just not too long ago it was coming. It was going to be coming. And just seeing it here myself, just seeing it in live.
Oh,
what a ball! What
I was about to say before that, when you were finishing what you were saying, I was going to then say, and Salah hasn't brought his shooting boots with him.
I know.
I didn't get a chance, and he puts the goal in.
I know.
Bad defending by Tottenham, though. Bad defending.
It is. I've just seen the goal now, and I think Salah, there was 2 or 3 defenders just in front of him, didn't respond quickly enough when Salah just had the first touch and just turned around. So, just seeing the celebration now. And, that's what I said. Liverpool fast start the first 11 minutes, not surprised, And Núñez has been a huge factor in that one, the way he's pulling Spurs back 4 apart as well, So, and looking to go to a back 3,
how many Spurs defenders were in the box there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, 5. Just about 5. So,
Doug's in. Doug's come in. Doug, obviously, the reason of it that Liverpool lose with the watch-alongs is because you're on them. You don't come on one. Me and Carl do it, and we're getting a Liverpool win for you. Maybe you should take that as a hint. And even the Everton fan here has said it's been coming, that goal. It has been coming. Liverpool have started the stronger. It's been all Liverpool. And I just can't believe that defending was something I would have expected to maybe see in a team sort of Leicester, West Ham, down that end of the table. Spurs, that defending with Conte as manager, he won't be happy with that.
No, absolutely not. And you can see, like I said, what you said about Glenn Murray, that Núñez has been a huge factor in that game. And it's where Trent is passing that ball across to him. That is what Spurs are not really concentrating much to realize that he's going to be a factor, and it makes Salah not unmarked most of the time. And I think that's why Spurs need to wake up now after that being 1-0 down completely. So looking at that factor is, the Spurs need to get out the first gear, but because they are really stuck in first gear at the moment.
Yeah, so they're giving Liverpool. Now Becker, that was a bit of a sweeper keeper movement there. When conceding first, Tottenham, they've only won 5. Wow.
That has been their poor record when they've conceded. They've only won 5. I'm just seeing it myself. They've lost 4, drawn 2, and won 5. That is a bit of a mixed results there, which they should be better than that. Actually.
Now, I'll tell you what, I think Doug is probably going to be enjoying himself more than he needs to, because Rebecca apparently is not well. Now, whether that's anything to do with her going out last night and partying, far be it from me to say that, but they're playing doctors and nurses.
Listen, Doug, you're not the only one here. I've had to look after I have to look after Helen as well this past week, because she's had the cold as well. So I've had to play a bit of doctor as well, giving her tablets and her hot drink as well to make her feel better. So you're not the only one here, mate.
Well, I've got to be honest with you now that I did actually once with my ex-wife. I said, should we play doctors and nurses? She said, fine. I'll be the nurse, you be the patient. She laid me on the bed and left me for 4 hours. Wah, 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 wah. That's a Doug joke for you, Doug. I think it's funny the night after she goes out. Oh, Tottenham have hit the post. Oh, what was Alisson doing?
Yeah, I've just seen the way Spurs got 2 defenders. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he's dropped it again.
whoa, that was a good chance for Spurs. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Alisson, he didn't hold on to it the second time, did he?
No, he didn't. I'm just seeing it bubble, and then it just shows, now Spurs are trying to come into the game now. They're now, they had another player behind. Looks like it was Perisic behind him. So yeah, Spurs are really trying to go for now, trying to get into the game now.
Yeah, I mean I'm waiting to see it again. 15 minutes gone, but that would have been against the run of play if they'd scored.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They're not showing it again yet. I'm waiting to see that effort.
No, I'm going to see it again as well too. Yeah. See Sessegnon just losing the ball. Yeah, but it's just Sessegnon was just behind one of the extra player. Perisic as well.
Alisson was. Oh no! It came off Alisson. It actually came off Alisson's head.
I'm just seeing it now.
Post.
Yeah. So I think looking at that Perisic, just a chance. It just hit. It was going wide. Look, it was going wide, and then it just went back off Alisson's head and just hit the post. Because Sessegnon was just behind Perisic as well.
A bit of a warning there, though, to Liverpool. Doug says, Cheers going to snuggle up with her and watch I'm a Celebrity later.
Matt Hancock.
At 9 o'clock, I will be talking to Mike about the Leicester Newport game. So I guess, actually, that's going to be a bit like eating a kangaroo's penis, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
A bit of advice for you here, Doug. Give all our best to Rebecca, mate. Rub some Vic onto her chest. And if he's not there, Carl will come round.
I'm not coming around. I listen. If I had my car, I would drive around to give him what I need. But you know what? I don't have a car, so.
Well, I think he's got Vic at the moment, so we'll see what happens. But Spurs,
he can go down to Sainsbury's. He's not too far from him, so.
Right.
Yeah, so he knows that. So
go and get her something, Doug. Whatever it is, do not give her a hot toddy though, because I could not. I was bad enough with Elton the other night. He'd had a few, should we just say? But yeah, Liverpool, they were on top, they were dominating, but they've let Spurs back into this now, haven't they? Yeah,
from this last start, Liverpool were 71%, just over 70% of possession at what I last saw. It's kind of now slowly coming back now, creeping up just from up to 30 to 68, back up to 68% of possession Liverpool's had, So yeah, but it's interesting at the moment how Spurs could try to get. I know Spurs under Conte and never been that possession-based team, so Spurs could have some chances without possession off the ball. To quite honest with you.
Hey, what's the crack, Del boy? Welcome along. How the devil are you, sir? Oh, he pushed him. Oh, I thought he might have got a penalty. They're asking about it. I'm sure VAR will obviously look at it, but there was definitely a hand in.
I've just seen it as well. I just seen it as well. Actually, it looked like
they're just going to show it again now.
We're going to show it again. Yeah, I'm just seeing it. Sessegnon,
Oh, come on. That's a penalty. That is a penalty. Yeah.
And even Trent was not looking at the ball. It's like what happened with young Cancelo yesterday. What his penalty when Full got the penalty. It's similar to that. He's not going for the ball. And Alexander Arnold's not going for the ball. No. He's not going for the ball.
He's got away with it. He's got away with it. But his forearm went into his back and pushed. That was why have we got VAR? If that's not clear and obvious, what the hell is?
I know. It's not been overturned. That is a bit surprising. That is very surprising.
Well, Del boy, welcome along. You've got to be happy. Chelsea beating them 1-0, top of the table. Surely you've got to be Arteta in now, Del. Surely. Yeah, Doug says there, got away with one there. You did. I'm sorry, mate. I want Liverpool to win because I'm not I prefer Liverpool to Spurs, but that should have been a penalty.
Yeah, no, it was 100% clear penalty. You see the touch just pushed it, just even if it's a light touch, the push was there, It's surprising with that one, it really is.
But I don't get, I really seriously do not get why we have VAR. What is the point? But hey ho.
Yeah.
And why am I getting so worked up? It's not even Leicester. Why am I getting? I've had too much Coke today. But no, they are definitely back into this now, Spurs.
Yeah, they are. They're looking on now. You can see, where how they are now with the more on the right hand side of the pitch. They've been more dominant on that side. Spurs have been. So we are seeing them now trying to tap very much quite well, or see if they can try to whip the ball across behind Kane to Perisic or Sessegnon. Yeah. So as long as that is
ball there, though, badly lost the ball. And in fairness to Liverpool, that what Liverpool managed to do when they were on, and this is what Leicester don't do, and Doug will tell you this was yesterday. Liverpool were on top and they took advantage and they got the goal. And that's what you need to do as a team. There's no point being on top if you don't take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with that one, actually. If you don't take that 100% advantage on it, then you're going to be going through a really tough game. And I think that's what Fulham were trying to do yesterday with Man City. Trying to take it to them. I think they were out of breath until the end of the game, to the penalty. Yeah, you could see that for Fulham. They were just tired out. And then Man City, even with 10 men, just found a way to take the chances despite being a man down. You can see where I still take yesterday. Bernardo Silva was playing in defence. Stones was up in the midfield, which was a bit surprising. And somehow City just, it worked for City. It really did. So, we'll see who City will put instead of Cancelo. I think Nathan Ake might have to play in that left back while Cancelo is suspended for 3 games now. So,
just to let you know, guys, talking about some of the England players there, 12 o'clock on Thursday, I'm doing a review of the England team because the England final selection for the England team is Thursday at 12 o'clock. Doug, I guess you were working, so I've asked Brad on because him and me, well, we're just a couple of down and outs. We don't work, so we're off during the day. But
I'm the same as well. So,
you're not. Well, if you want to come on, you're welcome. The more the merrier.
I will come on. Yeah, I will come on as well because I
will add you all, more. We can all sit here and cry if we don't put Maddison in the team.
Listen, Maddison deserves to be in that team now. There's no going back on that now for Southgate. He deserves to be in that team after the performances he's had the last few weeks. So he has to go. The one person I question, and this was a surprise, is Ivan Toney because now the FA is investigating him about some alleged match bets they had a few years ago, which they didn't even see. So now this could be an hold with this situation. Who will be the other striker if DCL can be out of an injury as well?
I mean, I honestly, I think it's stupid when you're looking at things that are from so long ago when, because things we all do when we're young and we're, in our youth, it's not what we are as mature grown-up adults, but that's the society we live in now. If you farted when you were 10, somebody somewhere will bring it up. But the FA, if they're going to stick like they have been in the past, they can't take him, but with a bit of scandal. But anyway, but James has said what has helped Liverpool here is that they scored the first goal rather than going to go down. That has been their problem this season. Going to go down and struggle against the low back. I tell you what, Leicester's problem has been going a goal up because as soon as we score a goal, if we score a goal first, 9 times out of 10 we lose the game. But obviously not against Everton yesterday. Sorry, James. But normally we do. In fact, Brad said a few weeks ago that it was probably a lot of teams actually wanted to score an own goal so that we could go a goal up and then they could go on and beat us. But coming up 25 minutes gone. Thoughts on the game so far, Carl?
Yeah, Liverpool started very well. The Spurs was on the back foot, didn't know what to do with the chances from Nunes, how Nunes has been off the ball, where his positioning has been. But since, Salah first touch, got the goal, he's been in front of 4 to 5 Spurs defenders, didn't do much. But Spurs are looking to get back in the game. They had their good chances. And yeah, I feel that Spurs could try and get a goal before half-time, but if Liverpool can get it to with the current scoreline, it'd be good for them, for their mentality if Spurs can't get a goal in the second half in the next 45 minutes.
They need to get, I think Liverpool need to get Firmino. Oh, that was a bad free kick. Need to get Firmino involved more, don't they?
Yeah, Firmino's not been in much of the game, so it's been pretty much Salah, Nunes. I think Firmino, playing off them. It's just, he's not been, try to be playing off the ball to try to play to his strengths, what he usually does as a false nine. So that's a bit worrying for him, for Jurgen. He might have to tweak his tactic to try to get Firmino on the ball a little bit more to try to pass off on the wings to both Salah and Nunes and Elliott.
I'm just looking. I mean, I've just seen then Liverpool trying to clear it out of the box, and they just kicked it straight out. There's just no.
Yeah, I've just seen it now. Yeah, that is a bit. Yeah.
I mean, it's just not what you expect from either of these two teams, really. But they do seem to have gone off that cliff quite heavily, Liverpool, don't they?
They are, and that's why it's gone quite off heavily as well, So I just seen Liverpool play more. I feel like I said with Liverpool's formation, they play more the 4-1-2-1-2 formation in a way. So, like I said, Fabinho's kind of very much behind himself, with the back four in a way actually. So he's a bit isolated, of Elliott and Thiago on the wings, in the midfield. It's kind of not helping them try to come back to get to defend and try to get the ball out of Liverpool's half, So, that's a bit of a worry now. Spurs are now going to their 5-3-2 formation where they are bringing the wing backs, Royal, Sessegnon, on the wing backs, and Bentancur coming down forward.
Do you think Spurs there with Harry Kane? I mean, it was just Harry Kane, passing the ball into the box for another Tottenham player, and I'm thinking, shouldn't the other Tottenham player be passing the ball into the box for Harry Kane?
That's what I would, and that's what I do agree as well too. I thought the way that Perisic would be playing off Kane can go a bit more, pressing. Kane's coming a bit too much deep, which is a bit worrying in a way. I think Bentancur and Højbjerg need to get more involved in the game of the crosses to Kane. To pretty much Perisic needs to be off him. What Firmino does needs to play off him. So yeah, there needs to be a little bit better from the Spurs midfield and the wing backs to try to help Kane to get Kane more in the box than Kane passing the ball to Perisic which is a bit disappointing at the moment.
Yeah. James says here, and I've heard this, James, if Tottenham lose here, which is likely, I know some Tottenham fans are going to complain about Conte's style of play and want a new manager. I mean, I thought Conte was the manager that was finally going to get, win something for Spurs. I thought, what a great appointment. Finally, they've got the manager that the club that size and the stadium that they deserve. But they've really struggled still under Conte. I mean, I know his contract expires at the end of the season, but they have got an option that they can extend it for another year. But Juventus are waiting in the wings, aren't they?
They are in a way, but I don't think you go back. I think there'll be one player that wants the Juventus job. It's either that or the French job is Zizou, and I think that's why I think there's going to be a bit of a delay. What happens at the end of the season for Allegri? I think Zidane would like to come in at the start of the new season. I think it'd be more Zizou taking that job at Juventus in a way. As a former Juventus player himself, he's got unfinished business there. He wants to do so. Yeah, but it will be Conte. I think Conte will be in that link, but I think it's between Zizou and maybe Pochettino in a way.
Possibly, yeah, he's still out of a job. But just taking what James said there, 3 Spurs fans online. Paul, are Spurs going to take a half to get going again? Unacceptable from the players. The coach can't do anything about that. The Brighton Bard, how nice for Spurs defenders to recognise Klopp's recent award of the freedom of the city of Liverpool by giving Salah the freedom of the penalty area too. Scott says, why don't we just kick off? Why don't we just save everyone 20 minutes and give the opposition a 1-0 lead from the kickoff? Not too happy. Doug says here, Konate is looking much better than Gomez. He is, and he's getting a lot of praise online, Konate, as well. He's playing well. He is
playing well, actually. I think that's what Liverpool have missed about Konate, his presence, and I think that's why Gomez is more better on the right when Trent's not playing on the right back than playing central defender. Konate is more the better fit along with Van Dijk, actually. So, I think Konate needs that minutes, and I think if he does well in the game, I think he'd be my man of the match performance. How he's kept Liverpool, conceding a goal today. If the Liverpool can keep this,
I don't think Doug is Gomez's biggest fan anyway. James, no. I could. Well, if you want to see Spurs fans annoyed about Conte, they'll be annoyed about this. Get Sean Dyche or Steve Bruce at Tottenham. I think there's 19 clubs that would like to see Steve Bruce at Tottenham, but I don't think their own fans would, to be honest with you.
No,
I mean, when I look at Liverpool. And I think, well, it took them 30 years to get back to the Liverpool that I knew growing up, where they were winning things. They were the Man United of their time before. And it took them 30 years. And they had a great season where they won virtually everything. And I expected them to sort of move on from that, and start challenging for more things. And they've won some cups and what have you, but they've not really... They've kind of stagnated, haven't they?
They have done, and I think after they won the Premier League in 2020, they stagnate quite a lot, and I think that's been an issue at the moment for Liverpool. I think Jurgen Klopp didn't take the FA Cup as much seriously until they won it last season. In a way, to be quite honest with you, and his priority was more the Champions League or the Premier League. I think now that has changed quite a bit. Now where the current situation is for Liverpool. They now need to focus more. I think they will focus more on the Champions League. They will throw all their cards at the Champions League now if they don't get in the top 4. So that is huge because we know, I think it's either next season or the season after, everything changes for the Champions League. It's now going to be in a Swiss-style league with 36 teams, and there's a lot more extra places to grab in England now, in the Premier League now for that. That is a huge opportunity, for Liverpool to try to get something now, because if they don't, they could struggle if they don't get in the Champions League at the end of the season.
I'm watching this game, and God, Tottenham are breaking down the left here. He's gone past a few, but he's been crowded out. I'm watching. That was a free kick. Yeah, free kick to Tottenham. I don't know why Trent's actually arguing.
Yeah, I've just seen it as well.
But I'm watching this game and I'm thinking, am I really watching Tottenham against Liverpool? Because in the last couple of minutes, just before this move here, they were literally giving the ball to... Oh, come on, that's a booking. Again, that's a booking for Trent. Oh, come on. He literally... I know they say that footballers are thick. Okay, I know they say that. But you cannot do that, which is just short of a WWE move, and then turn around to the referee and go, what did I do? Trent, no, you should have been booked for that. You should have been booked. In a way, I hope Tottenham score from this now, because that's a couple that Trent's got away with.
He has, yeah. He's been getting away with a couple of fouls.
Poor free kick. Poor free kick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Doug. But yeah, he's.
It is awful, the free kick. It could have been better. It could have been a little bit high. Yeah, I agree as well. It's just,
But Trent Alexander, I'm sorry, you're a disgrace. You're reminding me of Jack Grealish. But anyway, I mean, I'm going to sound like Michael Owen here and state the obvious, but the next goal is so important in this game.
It is. It will be. It will definitely be the next important. The next goal is going to be vital. It's going to be important for one of these teams. It will be, because it could make a break for the rest of the game. To quite honestly,
yeah. And I've got to be honest, I can't see which team's going to get it. It could go either way.
Yeah, exactly.
If Liverpool got it, because Spurs look absolutely bad at the back, to be honest with you. They're not defending well. And, the only reason that Liverpool haven't conceded a goal is because Trent's pushing everybody out the way. Doug's going to hate me, isn't he?
I don't know yet. Well, don't know yet, so...
But I'm going to say I'm disappointed with Trent, but we will see. 36 minutes on the clock, just gone, and it is still 1-0 to Liverpool. Liverpool still enjoying the majority of the possession, though, 60%.
Yeah, they still are actually. Spurs, they're creeping back up, but they're not taking a chance of Spurs when they're on the possession, to quite honestly, and that's disappointing. Liverpool, the way they've holded it, most of the midfield area battle, they've been better with that, than Spurs have. So,
yeah. And I'll tell you what is wrong with Liverpool. I don't know if you're still here, Doug. I'll tell you what is wrong with Liverpool. They're in the wrong kit. They should be in their away kit. I'm being sarcastic. It's disgusting.
I know.
It is horrible. It is horrible, that kit. I know Doug hates it as well. But no team. They are giving the ball, both sides, giving the ball away a lot.
Yeah, I know. I've just seen here, Martin said it's obvious Liverpool trying to finish seventh so they can add one Europa League Conference League title to their Walk of Champions wall. Yeah, We'll be surprised Liverpool in the Europa League run. They'll be the biggest team, so...
Oh, who's down? I don't know if anybody saw it at all. It was going around TikTok, and I think it was on Sky a lot last night. I think it was Bochum against Dortmund, and the Bochum player was down on the ground.
I saw this, yeah.
The coach came on, slipped, and kicked his own player in the head.
Yeah, again, I know, because both the players colliding, and then when the physio, the coach, are coming on, like, he slid and he knocked him out. I'm like, oh, no.
I mean, they say about kicking a man when he's down, but I mean it was just so funny. It was just so funny. But they're just showing this Salah. I mean, yeah, he had 4 players around him, Mo Salah, there.
Yeah.
Oh, James is saying here, according to The Athletic, Southampton have decided to sack Huthenhall.
Wow. That's not a surprise. I think we said this was going to come. We said for a while, the last couple of months and years, that this could happen. And it's not a surprise they have made that decision now, because I think Southampton need to save the season. I don't know who they will go for now, Southampton. I think there were so many chances for them, to try to, the policy they have at the moment, buying young players for cheap and then try to sell on. It's not going to work at the moment with what they're doing currently. So I think
is it here, Salah, number 2? Yes! Goal! Number 2 for Mo Salah. Complete cock up there by Dyer.
Yeah, I've just seen that. What a mess! What a huge mess from Dyer. That is just, yeah.
And he's one of the defenders that's supposed to be going to the World Cup, isn't he?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I didn't know he was offside for a moment, but no, he kept himself onside. So, yeah. Well, it came off a Tottenham player, so it came off Dyer. It came off
Yeah, it came
Dyer.
off Dyer.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the replay here now. When the ball's kicked, yeah.
I mean, he
No,
tried to head it back to Loris, didn't he? That's what he tried to do.
Trying to do, yeah. He was literally trying to head it back to Loris, but he just missed. He just this contract. It just came off his shoulder as well. As he's trying to head it, it just came.
Yes, it was a bad header. Now that is what I expect from Mo Salah. You know, that is the Mo Salah that I think of. Like, you know, their goal poacher, waiting for the mistake, pouncing and punishing the opposition.
Absolutely.
And it's no more. I mean, I did say I couldn't see which way the goal was going, but Liverpool deserve it.
They do. They usually do, and fair play to them. And you know, like I said, Salah took his chances and got his second goal of the game. And you know, yeah, I think Conte will have to do some changes in the second half. I think Dyer will come off, and I think there'll be more attacking being Kulusevski on. I think that will be one of the two changes that will have to happen, because at the moment Spurs are going nowhere.
Indeed. No, Doug's getting excited again. I presume that's about the game and not about the doctors and nurses, but well done, Doug. That, like I say, that's the Salah that we haven't seen for the last two games. And like I say, you're not doing a Liverpool watch along ever again, Doug, because that's what happens. You're not here, you win. It was diabolical defending. Yeah, totally. Liverpool have fully deserved it here. Yeah, I think it. Laurie. Oh God.
Oh, that's how I was seeing that as well.
Yeah,
yeah, that was a bit of a worry.
Oh God, they are collapsing at the back. I think we've got to say. I think if Spurs had got one, I'd have said, yeah, fair enough. That they're just about in it, but no. But this is the Premier League. Liverpool. No disrespect, but Liverpool go and lose to Forest, lose to Leeds, and now they're going and beating Tottenham. That is just like the weird season, isn't it?
It is. It's very weird. It is very weird. It really is, actually. I've just seen what the Athletic have read about Ralph Hasenhüttl, actually. Yeah, it just shows that there were a lot of fans. The fans were booing. They stayed in the stadium, actually. They were booing the manager and the players after the game. It just says it all completely what's going on at Southampton. I won't, like I said, well, this is what my dad said.
Athletic, is it?
It is, yeah, it is on the Athletic. And
I can't
I've just
find it on the Athletic.
I've just refreshed it now. So this only just come out about 7 minutes ago. So this story just broken out, actually. So yeah, it's interesting. It really is. And
I mean, they've been calling for him to go for quite a while, haven't they?
They have been, and it was talked about whether they're going to do it before the World Cup or during the World Cup. I think now we're seeing certain teams are doing it before the World Cup, so the manager can get that fresh start with the players during the break, the 4 or 5 week break. So yeah, we'll see who Southampton get in, because that's another day. We don't know who's going to come in for Southampton.
No, I've just found it. Yeah, I've just found it now. Southampton have decided to sack manager Ralph Hasenhüttl. I don't think he's a bad manager. I just don't think he's been at the right team, because, like you say, you can't get a settled team there, because every time you get decent, and they don't just sell, like say Leicester, sell the one good player a season to keep going. Oh, another effort there from Liverpool. Sell one good player. They are selling 2 or 3 a season, aren't they?
They are, but the thing is, the new owners they still keep. Katrina Lebert still owns like 20% of the club. The new owners that's come in, they have now decided to change the policy to go buy players from the youth policy from 18, 19 players that are promising, and they've done that. They've bought a lot of players from Man City. I think the most expensive transfer this season was Gavin Benzu, who was the Irish goalkeeper that one of the young players from Man City, cost about over 15 million, around that. And it just shows that Southampton are looking for players long term. They don't care about what happens. But at the moment, it's the policy to change. It's not been good for the club at the moment. And you want for players like James Ward-Prowse, if he's going to be there by the end of the season. I know he's Southampton through and through, but does he want to play for one season in the Championship? I don't think he will do. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to another Premier League club.
And I think there's certain clubs. I mean, Burnley are doing well. I mean, or not, they sort of got it wrong yesterday, but there's no guarantee if you go down that you're going to come straight back up again.
Well, exactly, and that's why I think the Southampton board needs to look at themselves thinking, if we go down and we don't get back up, what do we do? What do we do with the players that we have? Because we're going to have to offload a lot of them to try to get young, cheaper players coming through.
Yes, yeah, nothing's on Sky at the moment, but
I think Sky will get it in the next 20 minutes or so. Yeah. I think Sky will announce it because they do work with the Athletic quite regularly now.
Yeah.
You know,
and the Athletic is one of those where, I mean, I know the Leicester guy that works there. He does a few shows with my channel. And it's half time. So yeah, the Athletic is a good, solid. You know, you don't read something from the Athletic and think, yeah, it's only the Athletic. Do you know what I mean? It's got that reputation, hasn't it? They've got some good writers there. So
they do. They have really good writers there, and it's not a surprise how well.
And no smoke without fire. In fairness, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
James says, "Dire by name, dire by nature." I mean, he just got it all wrong. But credit to Salah because he took advantage of it. Sum the first half up for me, Karl.
Well, I have to say, Liverpool being the stronger team in the first half in a way by mile bit. You know, Nunes being passing that ball, feeding that ball to Salah for the first goal. You know, Spurs tried to respond. They didn't get the penalty, which I think it was the definite penalty from pushing Sessegnon. You know, and Perisic had that chance to score that was whipped off. Looks like Alisson's head, So, a bit more deserved to be head, but hopefully a much better half for Liverpool. But Spurs, I think if Spurs will have to make some changes. I think Conte will have to make changes to get Spurs going again because they can't do what they did against Bournemouth last weekend. They need to respond.
No, you can't. And I'm not having to go with you, but you can't rely on going behind and then always coming back. And Conte will not be happy with that first half performance. Yes, they weren't. How can I best describe this? And this, I don't know that this will make sense or not. Tottenham weren't totally out of it, but I never felt they were in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does kind of make sense in a way. It does make sense. It's just, it's just been Liverpool's been playing most of the wrong route play, which is now it's been working. It's working now, So, but like I said, Liverpool can try to keep going forward for the next 45 minutes. But Spurs now need to make some changes. They need to put some fresh players on because, I think the tactics what they're playing and more bring Kulusevski on. I think to need to play a 3-4-3 formation because it's not working at the moment for them.
No, but this is, as Doug said, was saying there. This is the Liverpool back that we expect, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the Liverpool that we've been seeing for the last couple of years. That we've been missing in the last couple of games, the last couple of weeks in a way, to be honest with you. So, but like I said, fair play to Klopp. He's got his tactics spot on. He got the right players. Konate has been a good bringing him back in that back four along with Van Dijk. It's making Van Dijk a little bit better again. So but at the moment, I think Liverpool just look like they're going to press away with this game if they get one more goal, and I think that the game's done.
Yeah, as it stands at the moment, Liverpool would have jumped up to 8th with 19 points, 2 behind Chelsea and Brighton, and 4 behind Manchester United. But you just can't call it this season. I mean, like I say, Villa, all right, they had the new manager bounce, so I guess that was going to have a little bit of an effect. But 3-1 against Man United, where the hell did that come from?
I know.
It's just a weird season all round, But apparently, boos from the home fans at half time. As you say, they're not happy at all. The Spurs fans, are they?
No, not happy indeed at all. Really disappointing of that tactics, what they're playing. Like I said, Paris is probably Spurs' main threat causing problems, but the rest of the Spurs team haven't. So it is disappointing with that one. It really is. So yeah, I think it's been that Andy Robertson's had a good game as well too. Of that, of how he's been moved for the first goal, and yeah, as I said, the Spurs got all to do in the second half now. They have a lot all to do.
And can I just say, Spurs, that at the moment, the only person that's getting any points from this game is Steve Lynix, who obviously doesn't like Arsenal, doesn't like Tottenham. And that's the reason he went for a Liverpool win. I went for the 1-1 draw, so I'm way off it. Your 2-2 could still be on. You're not totally out of that. And Brad's 3-1 to Tottenham. That's looking a bit... yes, and don't give up the day job, Brad. If you had a day job to give up, that is. Look, it's half time. I'm going to go and water the plants, as they say. And we can get a drink, get a refresh, and don't go away. We'll be back for the second half.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Watchalong Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, welcome back, and welcome back to Karl as well. Don't forget, please subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Karl's as well. Details are in the description below, and smash those likes. Just going to be going down the women's games here, some of the results from the women's games. Leicester lost again to Arsenal 4-0, probably no surprise there. Liverpool couldn't do what the men are doing, they lost to Villa 1-0. Reading lost to Manchester City 3-0. And, oh my God, West Ham 4, Brighton 5. Wow, that was a bit of a humdinger. Facebook user says great score. And Steve Linux has popped in. Steve, you're welcome, sir. How are you? Fantastic score. I thought you might be pleased with the way things are going. Your hatred for Arsenal, all things Arsenal and Tottenham. And at the moment, say you were only one getting any points from this game. So well done in the prediction league. But still nothing I can see on Sky, because of course we've heard the rumour that Hall has been sacked by Southampton, Karl.
Yeah, we're still waiting for official confirmation from the club, from Southampton, about Ralph Hammond, who he's now lost his job as a Southampton manager. As I said, this has not become a surprise. There's been rumours over this past weekend about his future, very much at the moment. So, yeah, we will still wait to hear official confirmation from the club itself. But the Athletic, very good at reporting that, of that, Ralph Hammond who's lost his job. He did say in his last post-match, interview earlier today, actually, and his reaction, he states, I didn't play a bad game, but that's not good enough. It just sounds like, that is that's he's gone. He's like, he can't do anything more with how he's taking them far. So
yeah,
so
you tend to hear, and we heard this in fairness from Brendan Rodgers at the start of the season. When a team's doing badly, you hear the same excuses coming out time and time again. And I think that's happening with Ralph. In fairness, the Athletic have said that they've decided to do it, but it doesn't say they've actually done it yet. So I suppose the way they've worded it, but Southampton, they are in the bottom three at the moment.
Yeah. I think it will be announced by tonight, or probably tomorrow morning, once they've done all the compensation of paying his remainder of his contract and his backroom stuff. I think that will probably be why it might be. It will probably see how it goes within the next 24 hours when they sort out the package deal to mutual terminate agreement. So that will be the waiting part, but we will see. We will see what happens. But yeah, it is not a surprise the way how this has gone, for the Saints, where they've gone.
The players are out. They've kicked off on the screen in the middle. Can you see Spurs getting back into this, Karl?
I don't know. I really don't know. If Spurs have not made any changes, then I just worry about. I think they won't get back in this game. If they make a substitution, bring Kulusevski before the 60th minute, it could change the game, but I don't know. I think Liverpool are more comfortable at the moment. I think Spurs come back with an unchanged side as well. For what I'm seeing, I don't see any substitutions going.
No, I don't think there's been any made. There's none been announced. What gets me is, and not just with Tottenham, this what I've been critical of with Leicester a lot, is when your team is losing and it comes to half time, why wait to make the changes?
I don't know.
I don't understand that,
No.
So corners, they scored 9 goals from corners this season.
They have done, and they've been very, very efficient with that one. So,
they're not going to score with a corner like that, are they?
No, they're not. No, not really. Not. I'm just seeing a corner just now, actually, and it was very woeful. Again, it's just too low. It's not It's very low. Liverpool easily can just, kick it out, back versus half. So,
I mean, talking about who's an all going. I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago when Jesse Marsh might have had his suitcase packed in at the front door just in case. I think his job's safe until post World Cup now, isn't it?
It is now. It is. I probably safe till the January transfer window now because I think getting those wins, I think it just give him a lifeline now. And I think he's what I'm hearing now that he's not going to take that trip to the US for the for the mid-season break. They're going to be in Spain, so I know he wanted to go back to the US with the lead squad. That the players that was not going to the World Cup. So I don't know what the board will do. I think they will still continue. They continue to plan to take them to Spain. I think you have more time with the players. I'm trying to get Bamford scoring again because we've had to hire a psychologist to help this team as well as Bamford to get them back to just help their mentality. So but at the moment, as I said, I think he's safe now. I think they've got a bit of a cushion now, Leeds, between the rest of the bottom three teams.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, definitely. And he deserves the chance. Do you know what I mean? I mean, as much as I was very much Rodgers out at the start of the season because we were playing so awful. Now he's earned the chance to stay and see what he can do again. And I think it's the same with Jesse Marsh as well. So well done. But it is another corner to. They've come out firing Tottenham. They've come out. Firing.
They have done, which is what they needed in this game.
Oh, that was a better corner. I'm not sure who met it. I think it might have been. Was it Kane?
Yeah, I just seen Kane. It looked like it was. Yeah,
no, Dyer.
Yeah, it just looked like it was Dyer. Just got that header there.
Alisson collected the ball. Good save. Well, what you'd expect from him. So it's still 2-0, but they've come out with a bit more intent. Tottenham in this half.
They have done, which is what was needed. It was what was needed in today's game. So, fair play to Spurs to get the start better.
OMG, that was a lovely move. In fairness, from Spurs.
Yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah. Oh,
I don't know whether it was meant to be a cross.
No, it didn't look like it. No, because look at the ball was just going to go out, and then Sessegnon just got it past. But
and hit the post. Tottenham. They can count themselves unlucky there.
Very lucky from Spurs. Very lucky from Spurs to try to get that could have been. The goal that could just bring Spurs.
I know, and I know. It's not gone in. It's not a goal. Blah blah blah. But and another one. Alisson is not happy.
Yeah, I'm just seeing
Dyer's come out, and I'm almost like Dyer's like saying, "Look, I'm going to make up for this now."
Yeah, just seeing it. Yeah.
I mean, again, cross shot. You take your pick on that one, but it made. They're just showing the one off the crossbar. It was a good,
I've just
good
seen
move.
It, yeah.
A good move, and they were unlucky. I mean, with a bit of luck and the referee doing his job properly with the penalty, it could be a completely different game.
Yeah. Oh, Perisic just he could see that the keeper was nowhere near on the right hand side, on the left hand side. He could have. Oh, yeah.
They seem to have one good corner, one bad corner, Tottenham.
I've just seen it again, another bad corner.
Yeah. But Liverpool can't get out their own half at the moment.
No, it's a bit of a worry now. Oh, seen there, just... Yeah. It looks like Spurs.
What's he doing? Go on, is he going to have a shot? Oh, he did have a shot, and it was wide. Yeah, Tottenham. My God, this is another Tottenham.
Yeah, it looks like
Conte must have had the old hair dryer going.
And he's also like he's telling Bentancur and Basuma and Holbert to go a bit more on the wide areas. And that's what we're seeing right now. Basuma, they've gone a little bit more forward now, because at the moment they were static when in the first half, but now we're just seeing them a bit more lively in the start of the second half. So no, and just like 64% possession for Spurs to the second half. Liverpool 36%, no shots on, even no touches in the opposite box. So
no. And they're coming away again, Tottenham. But you asked the question, like, why weren't they like this from the start?
Yeah, it's more like the Jekyll and Hyde stuff. I just don't know of what they do in the first 5 minutes of trying to be on the ball when they're playing against opposition teams. And sometimes, they could the static, they don't get to move as much. They're playing a bit too rigid in a way, a bit too narrow. And I think they're just they're not too narrow at the moment. So
I mean, you just can't be giving teams 2-0 leads and then hoping, to come back. But we will see how long they can keep it up for. Liverpool need to try and contain Spurs, and they're coming away here, but they've lost the ball again. Liverpool, down the far side, and Spurs give it away straight back to Liverpool. Really, and these are supposed to be two of the top 6 sides in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And just again,
there's a Leeds. Sorry, mate. A Tottenham player gone down, but Harry Kane's got the ball on the right, passes it in, and Spurs player leaves it for another Spurs.
Yeah, it looks like Emerson just gone down. Actually,
yeah,
it looks like Emerson just gone down, and Spurs are trying.
He's back up now. I think he is back up. Liverpool now. Are they gonna? Oh, surely! Oh, Mo. That was his hat trick. Oh, that was easier to miss.
What a chance!
Yeah, I mean that would have killed the game off.
Yeah, it's hard.
He hasn't got one player marking him again. Nobody in the Spurs defense is closing him down.
I know, and I just think Salah could just had a bit more power onto the shot, actually, because he had no, like he just said, there was no defender in the middle between just 2 defenders were not seeing him on mark. So
that would have been good night Vienna if that had gone in, and he got his hat trick. Alisson, what the hell are you doing? You cannot play around with the ball at the back like that.
I've just started to see it now. Oh, yeah, that is just awful. That is just.
I mean, this is the Premier League game with League One defending. And I feel like I'm insulting League One teams here.
I know you don't want. And see, this is the thing. This is what happened with the last game for Liverpool. Alisson was not concentrating when Gomez was passing the ball back to him, and then that's why Rodrigo capitalized. And why Rodrigo capitalized on the goal in the first 5 minutes of the game. And he just started to. He was about to slip as well too. Actually, as before when Kane was trying to get the ball, trying to butt the shot from him. So.
Yes, yeah. But fair play to Kane. I mean, he saw his chance, he went for it.
Yeah, certainly did. He certainly did, and it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise how Spurs are going at the moment. I think Kane's now, like I said, Kane's playing a bit more, pressing up more now than he was deeper.
Oh, sorry, the Tottenham. I'm not sure who it was. Number 22, I think. He just went past 2 or 3 players so neatly, and then that last ball was just not, just not there. They're just saying here, a fan on the BBC, another day, another decision leaving you scratching your head. 3 very similar incidents. Fulham penalty yesterday, Forest no pen, and no pen today. Inconsistency is mad. Maybe just replace officials with a game show reel. It's equally.
It is. Yeah, I 100% agree with that one. I really do. And just seeing here, it looked like it was Going past the defense. Yeah. Either look, it was Emerson going past the two players.
Right. I don't know the player. Nunes has just had another shot.
Just saved, yeah.
Loris got down well to it. I think he was going the other way. This is what Tottenham are going to have to be careful because, yes, they're going forward very nicely. Yes, they're going forward a lot, but they're going to leave themselves open at the back if they're not careful.
Absolutely, Chris. And yeah, I think now of how it is with the lineup, I can see Bentancur is kind of and Basuma and Hobart are now pressing in the middle third. You know, and Emerson Morales coming down on both left and the right hand sides of Liverpool's half. But so and they're leaving Dyer, Leonard, and Davis be up, vulnerable, and they need to try and keep that.
Spurs are living dangerously. They are living dangerously. But then when they're just hoofing the ball up and it's going nowhere. You wouldn't. I'm sorry if you've just tuned in from Australia and New Zealand, you wouldn't think you were watching two Premier League teams here.
Yeah, I know. It's more like watching, not just like you said, League One, but like the A League.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Australians and New Zealand, because I know they're passionate about the football. I get that, but it needs to be better.
Right there. I mean, Spurs. I think number 8 trying to get to number 30. He just couldn't get it past the defender.
Yeah, I just seen Bentancur just couldn't get past. Yeah,
I'm not being unfair and I'm not being biased because these were a lot of things I said about Leicester City. And when Leicester City aren't playing well, as a Premier League club, I expect more of my club, and I expect more of these two. That said, don't get me wrong, it is an entertaining game from a neutral's point of view. You can't say it's not entertaining. I mean, look at that. I mean, he left it go through his legs. Oh, and Conte looks absolutely pissed off. I don't blame him. And then the cross from...
I know, Bentancur it was just... I know.
I'm sorry, come on. It's funny because... I'm saying it's entertaining on one hand, which it is. It's end to end, but it's just. I would expect more from these two clubs, Yeah. I mean, how did Liverpool beat Man City, and how Spurs got to 4th in the Premier League? Spurs, they are Doug. They are very, very poor. And the thing is, all Liverpool have got to do is let Spurs come at them and hit them on the break, which they should have done because Salah should have got his 3rd and hat trick earlier.
And also, Nunes could have had a chance to make it 4. It could have made it 4 if Salah scored as well, because Nunes had a shot as well too. Spurs could have been 4 goals down by now.
Yes. And as we say, in fairness, I do believe Spurs should have had a penalty in the first half, but. It is what it is. If you're a Liverpool fan, let's be honest with you, Doug, you don't care whether if you miss 10, it doesn't matter. You've got 2 in the net. That's the thing that matters. But Spurs, I'm not surprised with us booing at half time. Here he comes away. Salah's away. Can he do it? And he's no. It wasn't Salah. Yes, it was Salah. Yeah, he should have done better there.
Oh,
good defending.
Yeah, I just see the ball. What a pass for Nunes. Yeah, what a pass for Nunes. And
was he on? I think he might have been offside though. Might have been offside, just a tad. But he should have done better, Salah, shouldn't he?
He should have done. Yeah, he should have done actually. And yeah, Salah looked like he was just offside for what I've just seen it. And I see Ben Davies trying to clear it away. So, yeah, it was offside as well, actually.
Oh, and again, they lose it. Oh, no. I would say again, they lose it. Then Liverpool give it away. But Liverpool have kind of soaked up the pressure that was there at the start and again, a bad touch from Salah. and gives the ball away. They've soaked that pressure up, and now they're, like I say, they've just got to contain Spurs and just there'll be gaps on the break for them. I've seen so many gaps at the back for Spurs.
Yeah, very much so. Actually,
yes,
it's a bit of a worry, that one. As I said, we're still waiting for further confirmation from Southampton about if they will have had so it will be.
We have a Southampton fan in now. Anthony, Arsenal stroke Bristol City stroke Southampton. Look, big up, Chris. Enjoying this game. What a weekend of football we've had. We've said that, haven't we, Carl? I mean, the results are just like I thought after post-COVID that we'd be settling down and getting back to normal, but we're not. The results are just over the place.
It has been, and that's what everyone's thought with the fans coming back in. But yeah, it's been all over the place with the results been, since 2020.
I'm not sure is Nunes number 27?
New 27, yeah.
I'm not sure what he was doing there because he had a good run and then he just stopped the game and allowed six Tottenham defenders to get back. But
I think we didn't see no one for Liverpool to try to see if he could try to cross the ball in, but yeah, unfortunately, he had to go for the fade.
There's a sub coming on for, by the look of it, just warming up for Leeds. Anthony, Arsenal fan, you beat Chelsea earlier. I mean, you're top of the league. You've got to be loving Arteta at the moment, Anthony. You've got to be loving Arteta. He hates him, I think.
Looks like Lucas Moura is coming on. Yeah, so I think they will go. Spurs will probably go into a 3-4-3 formation now with him coming. He'll probably play off game.
That's a good ball, in fairness. There's nobody close by him for him to pass to, though. Now they're having to go backwards and across the pitch. Number 14 for Spurs. Now can they get the ball in? They cross it in. Going over. Oh, Kane. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Kane went for the header.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I just seen it.
He was too high for him. Now, is the player behind him? There's a Spurs player behind him.
Yeah, it looks like it was Sessegnon, yeah.
To say leave it because he would have scored, I think. So did Kane ignore him or did he not get a shout?
I don't know if he got shot. It looked like it was a late shout, actually. It just looked like Kane didn't know he was going to come right behind him, So
I can remember last season, I think it was, and Luke Thomas was just breaking through, and he did a big run down the left, and the ball was coming across, and Vardy was in front of him in the penalty box, and he shouted to Vardy to leave it, and he scored. he was literally he was that confident. But if you've got to give each other a shout, you've got to talk to each other.
You do. I just didn't see any bit of communication for that from that cross, but Spurs are now defending from a corner now, and it's just
Dog, you're quite right there. Oh, Salah couldn't hold on to that. If we get the third, it's game over. I think, definitely, because I can't see Spurs getting. Oh, they're going to make the substitutes, obviously, in a minute, but I can't see them getting 2 back, let alone 3, to be honest with you. I can't see them getting 1 at the moment.
No.
And I think, am I being unfair if I'm saying, Liverpool are the better of the 2 teams, obviously, and they're 2-0 up, but it's still not a class performance from Liverpool.
No, still not class performance despite Liverpool 2-0 ahead. But
and I think they've come up against a very poor Spurs side today.
Yeah, they have, and I think they're just not capitalised on it a bit more to try to kill the game off. To quite honestly, against a poorly Spurs side at the moment, and as I said, it's not. Conte needs to do something now because. It's coming up to 66 minutes played. It just something needs to bring a spark for Spurs. To quite honest with you,
yes. Yeah, there's a couple of subs coming on now. Nicholas Walker says, I'm convinced this is a player personnel problem for Spurs and not a management one. Whew, wow.
I think it is. I think some of the players are not Conte's players. I think, especially with the wing backs, are pulled because they're not Conte's players. I think Conte was trying to deal with that. I think he wanted Emerson to go in the summer transfer window. Then he wanted to go permanently, but I think Atletico Madrid tried to get him on loan. That didn't happen towards the end, so Emerson was staying. Unfortunately, Ben Davies signed a new contract extension. So and then because he likes someone like Sergio Reguilon, who's now back in Spain. I think it's a bit of a situation at the moment for Spurs that they need to get new wing back because they're not Conte's players. So the boy that they bought from Udinese has done really well. He could be, might be. I don't know if he will be recalled. I don't know if there's a clause he will be recalled in the January transfer window, but he won't be here till next summer. So he'll probably be more the replacement for.
It's a free kick to Spurs. It comes in. It's a header. Oh, Kane there. Did Alisson get a hand to that? Let's have a look. The cross was whipped in. That was. I don't think it had gone in anyway.
I think he was going wide. I think Alisson just left the ball, just left it. But looking at the onside as well, so. Yeah.
So Emerson Royal is off. Matt Doherty is on for Spurs. And let's have a look what the other substitution is. It's not showing the other one yet.
It looks
like Sessegnon is off and Kulusevski is on.
Yeah, so, Kulusevski's been missed. He's been the spark for Spurs. He's been missed up. He's been missed so much for them this much of the season. So, yeah.
Good evening, Mike. Mike is in. Looking forward. Yeah, I'm excited. 9:00. It is the preview. Record I'm a Celebrity. Watch it on catch up. And tune into Leicester Till I Die TV as we preview Leicester beating Newport in the third round of the Carabao Cup. I'll send you the link after the show here, Mike. Anthony says, Chris, I'm happy if Arteta gets top 4 and wins a trophy. I'll hold my hands up and say I was wrong. You heard it here first. Mike, can you clip that for me? There's a goal. There has been a goal. Tottenham are back in it.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the build up the play as well.
Kane, what a goal. In fairness, what a goal. Well, Conte, king of the subs.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, Kane scored as well. Well,
he took it well. He took it well, in fairness.
Kulusevski, again, who's just come on. Just passed him. What a nice through ball to him. Yeah.
Oh. Should Tottenham have stopped Kane getting in that position?
I think Liverpool could have done better. I think you look at Van Dijk and Conte and look at him, and he was onside, was well onside as well. Konate needed to do better to close him down, actually. And because Van Dijk just kind of stopped that ball going through as well.
Inch perfect, in fairness, from Kane. I love Kane when he plays for England. Obviously, I don't like him at Spurs because he always scores half a dozen against us every time. But he took that well, and it was on the button, wasn't it?
It was actually. It was on the button, and you could just see that the link-up play as well. I think I just heard from Glenn Murray that welcome reception for David Kowalski.
Conte just got booked. Sorry, mate. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, no. There was a huge welcome applause for Kulusevski. And that link has probably been, to help Kane press, to get goals. So, that was huge for him. That was huge for them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Conte's having a go. I think he got booked for his troubles there. Don't know what he was trying to do because the Liverpool guy gave the ball back to the player. He wouldn't have been any quicker if he'd done it. But yeah, Antonio Conte has got a yellow card.
Yeah.
Put this up.
Just seeing here. Ooh.
So, how are you feeling now then, Doug? How are you feeling now? This could go anyway. Right, so that is what's going to be happening later, 9 p.m. on this channel. Leicester City versus Newport County, third round of the Caribou Cup preview. Now it's all going to be. Now there's just over 15 minutes to go. Spurs are definitely back in this now. Liverpool may regret possibly those couple of misses they had.
I think they are. And like I said, they were placing the shots rather than taking a shot. A pot shot was the powerful for Luis not to save actually. And I think they regret that now to take their chances, early in the second half. And yeah. I think now with Kuliaski coming on, that has been the difference. He's been the difference, that in the last few minutes. And I think Spurs could get something. But yeah, it just shows that when a player for like Kuliaski, who's been missing, I think that's why Son, you can't replace a player like Son and Kane and Kuliaski in that team. But at the moment with Kuliaski, with Kane, that link-up play is vital for them. And you've seen that from the first goal, from the first pulling one back.
Oh, so substitutions here for Liverpool now. Milner's coming on by the look of it. But first of all, Firmino is off. He's not had a good game. And Curtis Jones is coming on.
And Henderson is coming on as well. I think we'll see. He might be replacing.
Milner. No, it's Henderson coming on, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Henderson coming on. I think it may be Fabinho coming off. We'll just see.
Elliott. No, it's Harvey Elliott coming off.
Yeah, Elliott's coming off. So Liverpool trying to defend that. They go. So yeah.
Dangerous game to play, isn't it? 2-1 and trying to defend it.
It is now. It is, especially in the last, coming up to the last 15 minutes of the game. So yeah, this is going to be vital for Liverpool if they can try and get something out of this game within the last 15 minutes to try and keep the scoreline the same.
So let's see. Oh, now then, no penalty. No penalty. Whether the Liverpool player is hurt or whether he's just trying to get away with it, I'm sure VAR will look at this. In fairness to Harry Kane, he isn't claiming, he isn't shouting for it.
It just looked 50-50. It looked like it was just...
It was outside the box anyway.
Yeah, it just looked like it was.
I mean, call me an old cynic, but whenever that happens and the defender goes down, it's almost like he's trying to take the ref's mind off it.
It does, yeah. I think it's, Kane kicked the back of Konate's heel on his right foot, actually. So, and they were grabbing each other just before they got into the penalty area, actually. So, yeah, it looks like it's a free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah. Welcome back, James. Yeah, Anthony, we're just looking for that. We were talking about it earlier, weren't we, with Huth and Hall. It was on the Athletic, but we haven't seen it on any other channels as yet. Or, and the Athletic was saying that they'd made the decision. They hadn't said he'd actually done it. They said they'd made the decision to sack him. And it's still not on the BBC. It's still not on the BBC.
We're still waiting to hear from an official statement from the club. We'll get that. Hopefully, we'll get it as soon as we can before we come off the air. But if not, it will be in the public announced within the next 24 hours after.
I think it'll probably be tomorrow now. in fairness.
It will be. It's likely to be tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I said yesterday because James was James just what we're saying. No real announcement yet. There's not yet. Doug, I think you have lost your way in this half a bit. Southampton came out all guns blazing. You soaked that up, and then I think it was the substitutions that Conte made that have pegged you back again. We will see how it goes. But yeah, I'd say that Lampard playing Rodgers, and then you've got obviously Jesse Marsh. 3 of the favourites to be sacked at the start of the season are still in situ.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Lampard, especially with the defeat to you guys last night, it's a little bit of a pressure. And I just feel like, depending, I don't know, Lampard kept everything up last season, but, they're still having issues at the moment. Going up forward, I think, and a bit of a defense as well, which is not being consistent enough as well too. No consistency in that back four. The centre back pair is Kostakowski. Especially with players like Jeremia, who's been ineffective most of the way. When CC's joined the club, it's been disappointment for Everton. The last couple of games, but I was surprised about the not playing Anthony Gordon yesterday in the starting lineup. That was very surprising because he's been one of your best players this season. So,
well, yeah, you never know with Rodgers. You take everything with a pinch of salt and see what you never know what he's going to do one game to the next. Now I'm just double checking. Absolutely nothing about. Now, does he got Eddie Howe saying performance not great but happy with the result? Yeah, I would be. And Housen Hall saying I can't say Saints played a bad game, but you lost 4-1. Corner from Tottenham. Ooh. Lenglet over the top, and I think it was quite high, to be honest with you. If we look at it again, but 10-12 minutes to go. Tottenham need to get something and get something quite quickly. I could possibly see Tottenham get again. Maybe if he'd left it for Kane.
Yeah, it could have been 2-2. Yeah, I just seen it as well. It looked like it was Kane. It was Kane. Oh, it looks like just come off Kane a bit because it looked like Kane was trying to. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like I say, how much talk is going on between all these players when they're out there. You'd think they would be talking to each other, but hey ho.
Yeah, I know. I sometimes you could just need a few words said. Just leave it. That's all you need to do.
Oh, apparently today is Eddie Howe's first anniversary of him going to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
Where's that year gone?
I know when they had no wins at all. Yeah, they had no wins. Newcastle at the time when he came in, and look at the difference it has been.
Wow. So as it stands at the moment, let us have a look at the table. So Arsenal are top with 34. Man City second, 32. Newcastle third on goal difference, 27. Tottenham on 27 in fourth. Man United fifth on 23. Brighton sixth on 21. Chelsea seventh on 21. Then Fulham Palace 8th and 9th. And with 17 points, Liverpool in 10th. I think that's the up-to-date table.
Yeah, still is a bit at the moment. We're not still. I know we're still waiting.
That isn't the up-to-date table. What the hell's that?
No, now Liverpool should be behind Chelsea now.
I don't know what table I was looking at there. BBC. I think you've got about. I think marking Eddie Howe's 1 year anniversary with the 1 year table. So at the moment, Arsenal, let's say, are top, but Liverpool are actually in 8th on 19 points. So 2 points behind Chelsea and Brighton, and 4 still behind Newcastle. And at the other end, Leeds are sat very nicely 12th, mid-table there for you, Luke.
Yeah, well, mid-table's all right for us, but, it's not, like I said, we're just where we're going to be towards the end of the season. If we can stay in the mid-table, as long as we have, 5, 6 to 8 points away from the relegation zone, that's fine for us for now to make that cushion. But, yeah.
What? I've just got what you've sent me, Anthony. But what site is that from?
Oh, chance for Liverpool. Oh, Nunes just could have closed the game off. Could have closed the game off. It just
says here Southampton sacked Ralph Huthenhall, but he may still take charge of next game versus Liverpool. Well, that's a bit weird. But what site is that from? The Sun. Is that the Sun that it's in? Oh, man. You're not going to sack a manager and then leave him in charge for the next game, are you?
No, you don't do that. It's very rare to do that. It really is.
You're a builder, Anthony. I should have known you'd be reading the Sun. Joke. Okay, let's have a look what they're saying in the Sun. Let's go to Southampton. Yeah, no, in fairness, Anthony, you're quite right. Breaking on the Sun. Southampton are again, no, breaking news, but it's the way they word it. Southampton set to sack Huthenhall. They set to sack him. James, I wouldn't expect you to, sir. I wouldn't expect you to. I don't blame you at all on that. But yeah, it's the way they word these things, isn't it? Set to, and have decided to. So obviously the Sun has been reading the Athletic. Right, we are down to the last 7 minutes. And at the moment it is still Tottenham Hotspur 1, Liverpool 2. Tottenham are way back in this game. 44% possession now, Tottenham. Alisson's looked at the clock, seen that there's only 6 minutes to go and decided to go down with an injury. No surprise there. 11 shots to Spurs, 12 shots to Liverpool. 4 on target for Spurs, 6 for Liverpool. So, yeah, they've really come back into it this half. Get up, Alisson, you big woman. I mean, come on, it was a show. It was 2 bodies running together. You're not in that much pain. Tell you what, if you were 2-1 down and this like, you'd have been up as quick as anything. Oh, he is now. Look at that. Miraculous recovery. Miraculous recovery. So, say Liverpool have just hit the bar, like you said, with Nunes. And quite right, Doug, as well. I agree with Doug and James. Unfortunately, they are one of the better papers when it comes to my team. So I appreciate what you were both saying. Oh, a lovely ball across. Oh, he took it first time. Maybe he should have controlled it more. Now they've lost it again, Tottenham. The chance has gone. The chance has gone for Tottenham. Let's see if they can get it back in the box. It's all Tottenham at the moment with just under 5 minutes to go, plus any added time. A crossing, is it? Oh, he kept it in the header there, but he headed it to a Liverpool defender. So, like I say, about 4.5 minutes to go. And if they bring the Turtles on, of course, we could have some ninjury time. Yeah. Thank you. I'm here all week. I haven't done an injury joke for a long time. Can you see Spurs? Oh, that was a dirty Liverpool pulling the shirt again. I have not been impressed with Liverpool and their fouling today.
Yeah, I've just seen it as well. The shirt, yeah, Curtis Jones, trying to get Kulieski's shirt, and
I mean, you're careful if he goes down, it's a penalty.
Yeah, it could have done. It looked like he was just coming approach the penalty area as well.
Just as you say that, sorry, Doug. Doug's just said much better Nunes today, and they've just substituted him.
Yeah, Joe Gomez is coming on now. So.
Oh, Doug, Gomez is on. Go and hide behind the sofa. You are hanging in there a little bit, would you not say, Carl?
They are hanging in a little bit there, Liverpool, just about. Just can Spurs. I don't know if Conte will bring another substitution now. I don't know, but I'm just seeing how Spurs, they're still playing the 3-5-2 formation now. The way they're bringing up the wing backs a bit up in the midfield area, and Kane's trying to get the ball. But I think if Gomez can defend for the next few minutes, to get the win for Liverpool, fair play to Klopp coming in this game, but. It's pressure for Liverpool at the moment because they're not being in Liverpool's half for much of the game in the second half.
No. Now, can Liverpool just break away here and just relieve some pressure on the defence? Not playing like that, they won't. What are you trying to do? I mean, Henderson, for God's sake, you're 2-1 up, you're under pressure with 3 minutes to go. You try and fart about with the ball and think you're good enough to beat two players, which you obviously weren't. You lost it, and I think you've given away a free kick, have you?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I mean, so you're just putting the pressure back on him. Why didn't you just boot it up to the corner flag? Does Henderson think that he's Messi or something? This is the point when you get the ball and you just run it into the corner. Cross in from Spurs. Oh my God! Oh my God! How close was that? Ken can't believe it. It was a lovely cross into the box.
Yeah. Just seeing it as well. Bentancur just thought he could have just a bit more jumped a bit more in the air and he would have got a touch.
It came off the Liverpool player, which I think took it over the Spurs player.
Yeah,
the player ended up in the net rather than the ball. But Liverpool, like Doug said, Liverpool are hanging on. They've gone 5 at the back now. Liverpool.
Yeah, they have.
Salah just trying to into the last minute of normal time. 89 minutes and 20 seconds. This is going to have to be another late show by Spurs if they are to get anything. I think overall, I've got to say Liverpool, I think, have edged it and deserve it.
Yeah, just about as well, even though Spurs trying to get back in the lap.
It is a proverbial, and he's done it again. He's given the ball away again. Love Liverpool. Yeah, it's been the proverbial game of two halves, hasn't it? And
it has.
Oh, is it a corner? It's a corner for Spurs as we hit the 90 minutes. 90 minutes is up. 4 minutes of injury time, says Donatella. Oh, God, Dyer's coming up. What can they do? What can they do from this corner? It's a good... Oh, it was not a bad corner, but Liverpool just hoof it away, and it's out of play. And they're not hanging about, Spurs. They're not hanging about. Getting the crossing! Oh! And it's in again! Oh, and it's off his toe. It's off his toe. And Liverpool were at 6 and 7s there because I think Alisson came for it, and I'm not sure who the defender was. Decided, no, that's mine, but he didn't clear it properly. And now they've got another free kick, Spurs. And that was all because I think Liverpool turned off from the throw-in.
I saw it. Trent Trent did get back on. Yeah.
Oh, they're making another substitution.
It looks like it's going to be Lucas. I think it may be Lucas.
Chamberlain is coming on. I think Salah is going off.
Yeah.
I get it. You make these substitutions now because it just takes up a bit of time. We did one of those. Mendy came on for about 30 seconds last night.
Right.
Leeds will fancy their chances next week versus Spurs. I think on this performance, I don't know. I think on the first half performance, you'd fancy your chances. I'm not sure about the second half. Yeah, very tense end to the game. Very. Salah, man of the match. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I think Salah should be man of the match. Yeah.
I think for the 2 goals, he probably would deserve that. Spurs are like, I'm sorry, Spurs. Why the hell weren't you playing like this in the first half? It might have been a different result. But we've got 2 minutes left. Spurs looking at I said, oh my God. Alisson made a bit of a haberdashery of it, and I think Mora then decided he'd try and put the ball on the space station.
I just think, yeah. Oh,
no, it wasn't Mora. I don't know.
It was Perisic. Perisic. Yeah.
Mora got the header and then Perisic.
Yeah.
Is Thiago going off now?
I think Liverpool use all their break. I think Thiago still staying on, and
can they get it forward? They're into the last minute. Spurs have got to hit it long. They've got to get the ball up there. There's no point passing it around. Lovely crossover to the far side. Oh, not a brilliant header. Headed it to Liverpool. Liverpool headed it out. They've still not got it away now. No, another header out to a Spurs player. It's fallen to a Spurs player on the edge of the box. Oh, what an awful cross. And Alisson collects the ball, falls on it, and really they should literally see the game out now, Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it's it now. I think Liverpool getting that win is putting a little bit of pressure on Spurs now. Liverpool getting this win today, and
they've got a free kick Liverpool, so they can just wind the clock down a little bit more. Klopp's asking the 4th official to check his watch. 7 seconds to go, as Nana Cherry would say. Doug, you're right. Spurs are such a second half team. Looking on this, but I haven't watched much Spurs this season, obviously apart from when they demolished us. But yeah, on this one, you are 100% right. Oh, it's a throw into Spurs, but the whistle's gone. It's full time. Tottenham Hotspur 1. The 2 managers cuddle, as they say, or hug, and Liverpool 2. Whoa, huge win that, says Doug. Yes, it was. Yes, few, and I'm not surprised you were fewing. You were holding on at the end. Full-time, massive 3 points for Liverpool. Yes, it was. And it's good to see at least 1/3 of Liverpool winning this weekend, James. Sorry, I had to mention it. But full-time, and we are looking at Tottenham Hotspur 1, Liverpool 2. Sum the game up for us, Carl.
Yeah, tell the 2 halves, actually. Liverpool played really well in the first half. A goal from Salah, from the first goal, with Spurs should have defended better. And then that mistake from Dyer with the header, and then Salah chipped it over Lloris. And then second half, Spurs kind of came back into the game after Kulusevski came on, and then Keane scoring the goal, But like I said, Liverpool did close out the game very well defensively towards the end, So, but like I said, disappointing for Spurs. They need to stop being a second half team. Than they need to be performing in every single half, regardless. But for Liverpool, a huge 3 points to them. They can go into the last game against Southampton before the World Cup. Hopefully, not to be too far behind in the top 4.
Yeah, quite right. I mean, it leaves Arsenal top with 34, having played 13. Manchester City played 13 on 32. Newcastle stay in third, having played 14 on 27. And Tottenham on 26 in fourth, having played 14. Arsenal have got Wolves up next, away from home. Manchester City have got Brentford at home. Newcastle have got Chelsea, and that's at Newcastle. That's going to be a good game because one of those teams in Newcastle is on form. Chelsea aren't. Spurs are at home. They're hosting you next week, Carl. The question was asked earlier. Do you feel confident having watched that performance?
I would say I still thinking it's still going to be a 50-50 game, but a little bit more confident in a way. I think you could see it may be a good chance for us to try to capitalize. I think Spurs in the first half because they really have struggled. You saw them; they were too static. They were not moving much up front in the final third. They were poor, and that defense was just the defense. To let those 2 goals in, and to let Liverpool more in the game, attacking in the first 5-10 minutes, just says it all. So if Leeds can capitalize on that and try to do what they did against Liverpool, slow Spurs down. But as I said, Tottenham were chasing the game in the second half. And they should not be doing that. Like James said, Spurs are so predictable at the moment. They so are.
You can't keep chasing games and expecting to win all the time.
No, you really can't. And I think that's what Conte will say. He can't. This is the frustration he has at the moment because his tactic could be a little bit better for him to try to start well from the first minute.
Yeah, and especially if you play, and no disrespect, but if you play in Bournemouth or a team down the bottom end, you can maybe get away with it, but you're not going to get away with it against teams like Liverpool.
No, you don't. You're not really. Not when Liverpool have been struggling this season as well. You have to be better when you capitalize on teams who are struggling, especially the likes of Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, those are the years. Liverpool have got Southampton. If Huthenhall doesn't go over this weekend, I'd like to say you got to see Liverpool winning that, but I've said that twice in the past few weeks against yourselves and Forest, and they didn't. But you'd think Liverpool are gonna win that. At the other end, Forest are at home to Palace. Wolves are at home to Arsenal, so you would think that would be an Arsenal away win. Southampton, like you say, are away to Liverpool, so you would think that would be Liverpool's. And Bournemouth have got Everton. Oh, Bournemouth are hosting you guys, James. Are you going to go to that? Wave at me if you are, because it's down the road from me. Everton 16th, Bournemouth 17th. That's going to be a tight game. But then you have got 14th against 15th in the match of next week as Leicester City travel to the London Stadium to play West Ham United. Obviously, you lost earlier on today. Carl, mate, thank you so much for popping on. I enjoyed that. It certainly was the proverbial tale of two halves, but it was I guess overall it was entertaining, and if I had to say, did one team deserve it? Yes, Liverpool.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris, for inviting me on. Yeah, I agree. I think Liverpool did deserve it just towards the end of the game. As I said, two poor performed teams that were not in good. Well, even Spurs were winning even against Bournemouth, but they were a bit in poor form tactically. But yeah, Liverpool coming out of it this weekend, beating Napoli was a huge boost. Now beating Spurs, another huge boost for their top 4 credentials.
Yes, and they went ahead, and I think the fact that they went ahead, that gives them the right to say they deserved it. But well, good luck next week, and then we've got the World Cup coming up.
I
will see you. I will see you on Thursday though for the squad.
Should be fine on Thursday if I'm not too busy. I'll let you know. So yeah.
Let me know. Keep me informed. You live in Scotland. Are you a Scottish fan, an English fan?
No, I'm a full English fan. I am not one of the Scottish. So yeah, I know a lot of people like
that's good. That's good. I do feel like, you know, I do have Doug on a lot of the obviously England shows, but I feel sorry for him for supporting Scotland. That, you know, he can't talk about his team at the World Cup, so I have him on my channels to talk about the World Cup. So just so he feels part of it.
I know. We did that last time a few years ago, and he's right about that result. Yeah. So listen.
Doug's gonna
I
hate me.
have to say, if we don't win, there'll be a lot of Scottish fans nearby me will be screaming when England. Hopefully that's not going to happen. So.
Really. But anyway, thank you so much, mate. Let me know about Thursday, but just give a quick shout out. Where can people find you? They say your details are below, but where can people find you?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. You can find me at CarlLevy92 on Twitter and at LH Football Pod as well, which is the Total Leaving Hall Football Podcast. We're also on YouTube at the Total Leaving Hall Football channel. We're on Facebook as well. You can find us on there. And also, we are on podcast services such as Spotify, Apple, Google, and other podcast platform services as well. Have a listen to us on the go as well, too. So we are trying to do some more content videos soon, but we are trying to get up to 50 subscribers before the World Cup. So if you can hit that like and subscribe button, please do. That would be huge for us.
Make sure you get over there and let's get him to that target. Doug has just said, Carl, I've heard a few rumours that Giovanni van Bronckhorst has potentially been sacked this evening.
Yeah,
Rangers manager.
Yeah, that's Rangers manager. I said earlier today.
You did.
Rangers was officially the worst team in Europe with their record at the moment. And to quite honestly, if you go from to the Europa League final, just missing out on winning the Europa League last season, to being the worst team in the Champions League, it just says, Van Bronckhorst is not the fit for Rangers. And I feel like I said, I just feel like Steven Gerrard will come back to Rangers.
I was going to ask that. I was going to say, you know, odds on Stevie going back.
It's huge at the moment, and I think even the Rangers fans are saying, well, they want Stevie back. Van Bronckhorst has just not worked out. You know, they love him when he was a player, but it's just not worked out as a manager for him. Really hasn't.
I think as if I was Stevie G, I'd be looking at that thinking, yeah, I can see that. I will. Yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday, 6 p.m. I've forgotten what we do. Well, we're doing the World Cup Group B, aren't we, on your channel, Doug? So we'll see you there. Dugout Football Channel, 6 p.m. on Tuesday. We'll be looking at World Cup Group B, which is obviously England's group, not Scotland's group, because Scotland aren't there. Oh, did I say that out loud? But no, I mean, Stevie G's going to look at that and go, I had a great year there. Maybe that's his level. You know what I mean? Because it's no disrespect to Scottish football, but, you know, it is a different level. And he can go back then. If it doesn't work out straight away, he can turn around and say, well, you know, it was what I inherited.
But most of his players are his players that he had. So that's the problem. Yeah. So Van Bronckhorst just, you know, he sold some players. Calvin Bassey went to Ajax for nearly £20 million. So he's, you know, so some good players, you know, not being replaced properly. So that's why, you know, there's been questions about Alfredo Morelos' future.
Is that the ex-Leicester player?
Yeah, it is ex. I think it is an ex-Leicester.
Yeah, there's an ex-Leicester player that I believe we let go on a free. He went to Rangers, I think, and now he's gone to Ajax, and is one of the best players in Europe. But
exactly, yeah. So it sums up what Rangers at the moment. They've been behind Celtic the last 2 years, and I think with Ange Postecoglou, you know what he's done at Celtic, the way he's buying players from Japan. Rangers have really struggled in that market of buying players around probably the UK and Europe at the moment, which I think Steve can get some of that quality back of what he, you know, out that Rangers squad.
And St Johnson, was that today? St Johnson have beaten Rangers.
Yeah, beat Rangers.
Yeah, this is. I always have, and don't ask me why, but I always have in any country or the big, you know, the main footballing countries of Europe. I always have a team that I kind of don't support, but always keep an eye out for. And I'll be honest with you, my Scottish team is St Johnson. I've absolutely no idea why, but in France it's Saint Etienne. Maybe it's the Saints I'm going for. I don't know, but But yeah, they are 5 points behind Celtic now, Rangers. So
yeah, I think it's done. I think the title race is done now. I think the way they did beat Celtic a few weeks ago, Rangers, it just says it all with the team at the moment with how they're playing tactically.
Well, we will see how that develops. So 2 possible managers leaving their jobs tonight, stroke tomorrow. We haven't got jobs to lose, so we will be back on Thursday, if not before. Mate, as always, thanks so much for coming on, Carl. It's always a laugh with you. Appreciate you coming on. And obviously, you know, you did all right today because there was no quiz. So yeah. Sorry, mate. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I know.
But thanks so much. Take care, and we'll speak soon.
Yeah, take care. Thank you, Chris.
Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to Cole there. Do go out and check out all his socials that are all listed below. Thanks to him for coming. A bit different. Like I say, it was a good game. If I want to be critical, I couldn't believe I was watching 2 of the supposedly big 6 sides. Some of the touches were awful. But taking that out of it, it was end-to-end. First half was all Liverpool. They went 2-0 up. Second half was Tottenham came back into the game, got the goal back, could have sneaked one. And in fairness, they should have had a penalty in the first half. But then Salah should have got a hat-trick. It's ifs, buts, maybes, and my mother's bicycle. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's it. It finished 2-1 to Liverpool. They're on back on winning ways. Obviously, to get Liverpool winning, we just don't have Doug on the watch-along. Please subscribe to this channel if you do. Like I said, I just want to get past the 1,500 just so that I am safe, because you can go 2 up and lose 3 and you're back to where you started. So please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please click the like button. It does help with the algorithms. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks to everybody in the chat, James, Doug, Anthony, and everybody else. It was a pleasure having you with me. I'm off. Be back at 9 o'clock with Mike. Oh, excuse me, back at 9 o'clock with Mike when we'll be talking Leicester Newport, and I'm sure he will be reminding us all that the one time that we've played each other, that Newport managed to sneak a win. Indeed. That's on here, this channel, Leicester Till I Die, 9 o'clock tonight. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. See you later or have a good weekend. And just remember, don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. That leaves it wide open. Good night now.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
Leicester Till I Die